that's the problem. You listen to too many people say, vote this way. Oh, I guess I'll do that. Stop that. Nobody listen to anybody tell you how to vote. Ever.
So do you ever voice who you did vote for, or is it just something that you keep to yourself?
No,
I mean, did you vote for Bush in the last election? Did you vote?
No, I did not vote.
Well, that's good. Let me watch on that one.
And I'm very happy that the people have become understanding of themselves enough to realize what kind of a situation we're in. We're in a very difficult, much more difficult than any time I can remember in my 60 years of living. There's nothing compared to the world we are today. I was ill-prepared. I was very ill-prepared to be standing here, in my 60th year of my life, trying to figure out, how to participate in the jihad. And I don't think anybody in this room could call it. People say, oh, no, it was real evident. It was very evident. Yeah, well, it was very evident that how come our senior advisors and all of our people didn't see it coming. All we have to do is not use the word war. And we would have been in a lot different place. That's how powerful words are. If you would have not used two words, which I asked him not to use in the office and asked him to talk to his advisors and asked him not to use the word war, and not to use the word crusade.
So you're that close to like the big red phone? Hey.
You say you're that
At
close,
almost here.
So are you. Anybody can call the White House. Just taking a nature. That's constant. We're no more divided than anyone else. I think, matter of fact, we're more united in many ways, especially the youth. They're much more open because there's so much more communication. There's no comparison. What is happening today to the youth is unprecedented. We won't even know what the positives and or the negatives are of what's happening. You guys are streaming over the internet, and that's a viable stream that you get for free. You don't have to pay for it. Just put your station out there, boom, we're on the air. And that's that's how simple it is. And yet, how do you get people to watch? Then you get controversial. You start to use your imagination on how to bring viewers. You start to manipulate them, and you start to do what all big businesses do. They take advantage of the situation and they try to make it for their own personal. You'll be no different.
Okay. Thank you
You're
for
welcome.
that answer. And that premonition.
With regard to politics, they're saying that the 2008 presidential election is going to be one of the most highly voted races, not to mention the most expensive race in recent history, in history. Do you think that it's going to be contingent on the Latino votes?
No, not even close. I think the Latino vote is going to have this huge stake in this one. But we saw it already. We saw that the amount of people that voted in the last election was overwhelming. Still not enough.
Mm-hmm.
But, the person who lost, Kerry lost by more votes than the president before Bush got to win the election when they won. So, we're really moving into that world. We need to get 100% participation.
How do we do that?
Well,
It's one thing to register people to vote, but how do we get them to the polls?
I think it becomes a personal situation where you just trigger off the consciousness, and it's going to happen. It's happening now. There'll be more people voting in this next election in 2000 than have ever voted in the United States of America. Will it actually fulfill the dream of getting 100% or 95% of the vote? Who knows? Nobody will be able to tell you, because there's so many people that are just so turned off the political system. They don't even, they feel that it's a waste of their time to be, because they're rigged. And I mean, that really was the hardest thing to take. When I was younger, I never heard anyone say, well, that election was rigged. And I've heard that for the last 8 years. That word. That was a rigged election. That was a rigged election. I mean, I feel like I'm on some kind of bizarre starting up country, that just has no control over anything. And yet I know very well the foundations of the FBI, how they started, how they got, how their power corrupted them. And it's very easy to see how power corrupts. So, someday we may have an election where the person who gets voted in doesn't spend a penny to be elected. Yeah, I think that's coming. Where the act of what that person, male or female, has done throughout their lifetime warrants the consciousness of the people to say, look, you're going to do it for us. And he's not going to stand there. I've often found it very, very difficult to watch somebody say, I should be your president, and this is why. What I can do for you. It just sounds, it's too self-serving, and it's very, very difficult. And it's supposed to be public service. So let them show their public service before they're elected, so that they don't have to spend one penny to promote themselves anywhere in the country. And then you're going to see some really different kinds of things happening, because, if this person doesn't spend any money, then he's not, indebted to anyone. It's just, money has no issue on this person. So they're strictly on their own moral understanding. That'll happen in our lifetime. Because I've been putting the seeds out there. Boy, you should see the little minds. When you go to like a junior high or a grammar school, and you talk like this, and you say, someday someone is going to come along that does such good in the community and in the world and in their country that everybody's going to want them to be their leaders, and they won't have to go out and tell anybody what they... Actually, you're going to have to drag this person up there. Can't you imagine? And then I start to act it out, and they laugh, but you see the light bulb. And that's the key.
I think they should drag you out there.
No,
No political office.
I'm entirely too strong right now to get caught up in something. I'm much stronger, helping the different groups of individuals that take over the power. Matter of fact, this is the only president that hasn't called Mrs. Carter. This is the only president that hasn't called me. In 8 years, he has not called me once. I found that to be very interesting, and I know him very well. I know his father very well. His father called me. His mother called me. Very wonderful family. And I knew him a long time ago. So it's been many, many years.
We have time for
one
last question. When are you going to come back to San Antonio?
I'll be back as soon as they call for me. As soon as they want me over here, I'll be back.
Well, you have an election coming up.
I'll be here.
En español, pregúntale algo.
Está bien. ¿Qué gusto?
Español, ¿qué le hizo sentir ese cambio en usted para ayudar a la comunidad?
Yo creo que eso viene de parte de mis abuelos, mis padres, la familia. Mi mamá ayuda mucho, muy conocida. Mis bisabuelos están muy conocidos, especialmente en México. Yo vengo de la familia de Enrique y Ricardo Flores Magón, que son mis abuelos. Si usted entiende bien la historia de México, bueno, sabe muy bien quiénes son los Magones. Yo soy el bisnieto. Hemos estado ayudando mucho en la comunidad. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.